price guide just came out. Overstreet, Diamond Publishing. We're excited.
Cover.
Jason, pick this up for me.
G Stranko. Oh, that's cool.
So new price guide. Comic Hunters. Batman's on the cover here, but we just wanted to do a quick video to talk about Superman. One of the first superheroes. Some say he was the first, but there were actually a few superheroes before him.
So Matt, we went out and got this morning because, can I, may I?
Sure.
Right there, Matt's in the price guide. I'm excited. I'm not even mad. So how did that become? How did that happen?
So many months ago, probably 6 months ago, I got a call from a gentleman up north at a jewelry store, and my mom lives up north, and I had dropped off a business card in a jewelry store there and asked if anyone ever found old comic books. Got a call from this gentleman, and he said, I found some comic books, and he actually had someone bring in some early Supermans, and there was a number 2, a number 3, a number 5, I think, and some in the teens. So I went up and looked at the collection. They were all decent condition, unrestored books, so we came to a deal on those books. I was very excited because I love the Golden Age, right, Jay?
Oh, yes, you do.
I don't know a lot about the modern age, but I love the Golden Age.
Feel, touch.
So
smell.
I bought that collection. I think within a week, he called me and said, I got some more books. And he said, now I have the number 4, the number 5, the number 12, you know, so. And Superman number 12, Fred Ray cover, wartime cover. That's
Was
my
that
favorite,
when this
so.
one was in that lot?
I think it was in this lot, yeah.
There's some junky coverless ones in there.
Yeah, with a big flag on it. So, and in his voice message, he said there's one in there that's coverless, and he said I don't know what number that is, but it looks like it has something with his origin on the front page. So I called him and spoke with him, and he said that he left me another voicemail. I think we played some phone tag. And he left another voicemail that said he looked at the cover and he was saying it had a shot at being the number 1. He doesn't deal with comic books, but he said it looks like it could be the one. I'm going to look online and see if I can find out. Lo and behold, called me back 5 minutes later and left me another voicemail. I think I was at work, and said it's the number 1. So I kept the voicemail because it's just so cool. So this is a coverless copy of Superman number 1 from 1939, and this is a book that Superman actually appeared in Action Comics number 1, but shortly thereafter was so popular that they came out with the book called Superman number 1 in his own title. And
I don't want to flip it.
this reprinted stories, Jay, first 3 or 4.
This reprinted the first 4 stories in Action, but it actually there's actually 4 more pages of story than was originally in Action Comics number 1. But the first 4 stories are here plus some.
So I was absolutely thrilled. Coverless copy, which some people may say it's coverless, it's not worth anything, but this is just a great piece of history to kind of leaf through. And the beauty was, I called Jason, I said, let's look through this book, because most copies of Superman 1, they're in a CGC case or a CBCS holder, and can't be read. So this was kind of a unique opportunity to actually look through and not worry about detaching a cover or doing something that would damage the value of the book. So I did a lot of research at the time, just learning about the book, reading the stories. Quick story about this. My son Jake, we bought a Bronze Age collection, and before that I was showing him some of the books, and he knew that he had seen the cover of Superman number 1. And we brought in, I think it was 60 boxes or something, and we're all going down through the boxes in our basement. All of a sudden I look over and Jake's like, oh my God, Dad, and he's holding this thing. And from across the room I couldn't tell what size it was. It looked a little big, but I ran over and he thought this was the real. So that's an oversized reprint of Superman number 1.
S too.
Yeah, the small S on the early Superman. So that's the reprint. It's actually perfect replica of the number 1 issue, all down to the ad pages and everything. So when I was doing some research, I didn't discover anything new, but I forget what the source was, but I learned that there were actually multiple printings of Superman. It was printed 3 times, and so the first printing, I don't know the numbers. It might have been
500. 500 on the first, and 250 and 150, I think it was.
Okay. So, and I read somewhere that you could actually tell the only difference between the first print and the second and third prints was an ad page And on the back, not the cover, but the last page of Superman #1, we're going to flip this over here, is an ad for Action Comics #14. This is a Fred Gardner cover of Zatara. And they mentioned that on this page you can tell if it's a first print if it says on sale in June, which this does. And in the subsequent 2 printings it said on sale now. So that was kind of a neat piece of trivia for me, and just very interesting. And right around the same time, I was on Facebook and I saw an article posted by Robert Bierbaum,
Yep.
who's in California, and he's been in comics since I think the 60s and has done some tremendous stuff with comics. A fantastic historian. I love reading his posts because he's very knowledgeable about comics. And he had posted actually the picture of Action Comics #14, and I just saw the thing and I did a quick reply on there, and I put a picture of the back cover of Superman 1, and I said you can actually tell if it's a first or second print for Superman by this. And then he wrote right back to me. He said, "Where did you get this information? This is incredible." And we went back and
It's
forth.
a game changer. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and again, there were some very knowledgeable people on Facebook who know the Golden Age of comics, and several of those folks did say this is not a new discovery at all. So this is nothing new, but it was small circles that, the real diehard collectors that knew about this. So it was not a widely known fact. So I just thought it was neat. We did look at the reprint and the back page here.
And the second printing says what?
Second printing says on sale now. So
And
this
no
was in
way
the
to
spring.
differentiate between second and third yet.
I don't know yet, but hopefully people will look, if they have the Superman one and they can actually look through, there may be other indications of second versus.
So if you're watching and you have a Superman in its slab, crack it out
Crack.
and show us this page, because maybe you have the second print.
And also, if you have a cover to Superman #1, I would love to get in touch with you.
So here's the article, if I may.
Sure.
I like to live vicariously through my friends and celebrate them, and this is the article that's bringing us to the table because it's so cool. And Matt, humble as he is not taking credit for the discovery, but this is a game changer in comic history, that it's now in the forefront, and I'm celebrating for you, brother, because it's cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
And we want to thank folks at Diamond Publishing, Overstreet.
Oh, well, see, this is the other thing. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is the Bible, man. This is the one right here. This is if you want to know price, you want to know information, history. This is the Bible. And the fact that you got a whole page in here, that's pretty fucking goose. Look at, can
It's
you
just
zoom
a
in?
mention.
Can
It's
you
a
zoom in on the goosebumps?
The chill bumps.
Look at it. It's Superman 1, it's the price guide, it's the Bible, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's what gets us up every day. But no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry, that's wicked cool.
So that's all. That's the scoop. We just wanted to show you the book. Just a really neat piece of history, and just incredible that this book survived. I mean, there are some issues with this book, obviously, some tanning along the edges and some tearing, but
You need me to rip that little piece off? Is it in somebody's way?
just throw some tape on there.
That's right.
So again, thank you for watching. Comic Hunters, thank you, Jason, Wild Willie, my beautiful wife, Melinda. Till next time.
I'm not Melinda, that's Melinda.